Aloha. Tell you what, here's the idea for this week. High G, C, E, and A. Doing an amazing job with all that you're doing here. What I'd like you to do is give a great explanation to me next week on how to build chords. We worked on the terminology this week, so if I said a G major is nothing more than a key that has one sharp. That sharp is F sharp. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp is my seventh. What we know is a couple different things. If we play a G major, we have 3 fingers on the fretboard and 1 off. We can play that same thing with different fingerings. That's half the battle using our teeter-totters. So try and go from the G major to G minor in both of those finger patterns. Ta-da! Do that with every chord. A major, A major, A major, A major, A major, B flat major. And I saw and noticed that you were playing your B major like that. Heck yeah! That's a second fingering of a B major. Nobody plays like that. But what happens is if you take that B major like this, and you move that up, let's say B major, C, C sharp, D, you now have the opportunity to take one of these fingers off and use it back here to play an open note phrasing like a, which is a really cool function. All right, so what we went over this week is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, the fifth, the dominant, after having the tonic, the subtonic, the mediant, the subdominant, the dominant itself. When we turn that dominant into a dominant chord structure, meaning C, D, E, F, G. G is the dominant chord in the key of C major. Well, if I take away the G and I put it to an F sharp, I get a G major 7. If I take away the F sharp from the G, G, F sharp, and get an F, I get a G dominant 7. That G dominant 7 functions as the diminished. In the key of C, C, D, E, F, G, A minor, B diminished, uses that G7, but we don't call it a G dominant 7 or a G7, we call it a B diminished, and it resolves to C. Let's do that in the key of G. G has 1 sharp, it's F sharp, which means when I get to the 5th of G, G, A, B, C, D, I'm going to play that D major as a D7. So D major is like this, has a little A open. If I get rid of the D and put it here, that makes a D major 7. But if I take away that C sharp and I play just my bookends right here and play the C up top, I get A, open D, F sharp, and C, giving me D7 or F sharp diminished. Watch it now. Feel me. G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, there's my major 5th, E minor is my minor 6th. Meaning all the notes inside E minor are going to be the same notes in G major. Meaning, how many sharps and flats does the key of E minor have? 1 sharp. F sharp. Why? It's G's relative. G has 1 sharp. So when we go G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp diminished is a D7, and it resolves back to that G. I really love this concept. I think you did a great job today. We're going to turn it over to the board really quick, just for a quick explanation about what we went over. The last example we had was a trick, but you did a great job. When we use these notes, it's easy to see how we could get lost. However, if we have these notes in a structure like this, and we know that there is going to be, let's do 3/4. Is that backwards for you? Bummer, I think it is. Maybe I could write backwards. Does that work? Maybe. Okay, so if I've got 3/4 and I'm reading from this way, I think the video is reversed. If not, I'll try it differently next thing. Apparently I'm going to write my notes backwards too. So if I've got this note, and I know that that's a half note rest, and it's worth 2 beats. To fill 3/4, I need 1 more beat. Therefore, a quarter note is absolutely sufficient to complete this phrasing, meaning we'd have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If I didn't have this and that 2-note roast, and I actually had a quarter note in the beginning, I would have I could do another quarter note, and another quarter note would give me 1, 2, 3, 1. Or if I got rid of this and this, I could put a dotted half note, which would give me 1, 2, 3. Oh, that doesn't work. That gives me 4 beats. I couldn't have a dotted half. I would have to have a quarter and a half note. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Actually, we could have just a dotted. That would give us 3 beats per measure. So what we're doing is we're looking at duple meters and we're looking at different note structures like this. If I had 6/4 and I had these notes and I had this, is that how you do 6 backwards? I can't do a 6 backwards. There it is. 6/4? Yeah, I think that's right. No, it's not 4 backwards. That's a 4 backwards. So 6/4 like that. If I had 6/4 like that and I'm trying to do notes, let's say here's a dotted half note. I would need what else to fill this out? So that's dotted half note. 1, 2, 3. How many other notes will I need to fill out 6/4? Well, I could put another dotted half note. That would make 6 notes. Or I could put 3 quarter notes. If I tie those together, they're no longer quarter notes, are they? They're triplets. So I would have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Triplet. So I would need one more note. I would need a quarter in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. So this 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You should actually have this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So when we do this, what we're going to be doing is working on clapping, and we're going to be working on rhythm exercises. If you notice that these rhythms are the same as the rhythms we first started with, like a calypso beat or a basic up and down structure, it will make sense that if you could divide these and do 16th notes here and then 8th notes, you would have patterns that would not only just look like this, down, up, but you could have and maybe variations of that. So if you had like a C to a D minor, you could have like a woohoo, double 16ths. Anywho, rhythm patterns are great. What we're getting away from is this big old draw and doing more like a wrist motion. We're gonna be working on that in the next couple weeks. Also, we're gonna add a lot more songs to your repertoire so you can have something inside of your head to put along with the beats we're working on. It's good seeing you. Have a great week. Don't work too hard. Aloha.